Lovely to see you again. I was hoping you'd return to continue our reading of the last book in the universe. Today, we'll finish Chapter 3. Then, we'll have a little discussion at the end to reflect on what we've read so far. For now, let's take a moment for everyone to get comfy. Okay, now, is everyone comfortable? Fantastic. We can now begin our reading of Chapter 3. Chapter 3. Those Who Remember. I go, liar. Books are in libraries, or they used to be. The man called Ryder starts to say something, and then he stops, like I've given him something important to think about. Interesting, he says. You're aware that the things called books used to be stored in libraries. That was long before you were born, so how did you know? I shrug and say, I heard is all, when I was a little kid, about how things used to be before the shake. And you remember everything you hear? Pretty much, I say. Doesn't everybody? The old gummy chuckles. Not hardly. Most of 'em. They've had their brains softened by needle probes, and they can't really retain much. Long-term memory is a thing of the past. No pun intended. The only ones left who can remember books are a few old geezers like me. And apparently, you. Now that I think about it, I know what he's talking about. I've always had a lot of old stuff in my head that everybody else seems to have forgotten. What else do you remember? Ryder asks. What do you care? The gummy gives me a look like he wants to memorize me or something. Remembering things is very important to a writer. Before you can put it down on paper, you have to remember what happened. Put what down on paper? What are you spewing, huh? He takes a piece of paper from the pile of stuff he's trying to hide in the crate. The paper is covered with small black marks. I hold it up close to my eyes to see if there's anything hidden there inside the paper, but to me the marks look like the footprints of bugs. I used to use a voice writer like everybody else, but it got ripped off, Ryder explains. So I went back to basics. I write down each word by hand, like they did in the back times. Primitive, but it works. I go, but what's the point? What are you putting inside your book? Ryder looks at me for a while before he says, Sorry, son, but that's between me and myself. I can tell you this much. My book is the work of a lifetime. You're wasting your time, I tell him. Nobody reads books anymore. Ryder nods sadly. I know, but someday that may change. And if and when it does, they'll want stories, experiences, that don't come out of a mind probe needle. People will want to read books again someday. They, I go. Who do you mean? Those who will be alive at some future date. Those who will be alive at some future date. I don't know why, but the way he says it gives me a shiver. Because I'd never thought about the future. You want to be down with the bangers, can't think about the future. There's only room for the right here and the want it now. The future's like the moon. You never expect to go there, think about what it might be like. What's the point if you can't touch it or steal it or shoot it into your brain? What's your story, son? Ryder asks, like he really wants to know. I go, I don't have a story. Almost before I get the words out, he's shaking his head like he knew what I was going to say and can't wait to disagree. Everybody has a story, he insists. There are things about your life that are specific only to you. Secret things you know. When he says secret things, a chill goes up from the base of my spine to the top of my head and makes my brain feel numb and frosty. Because there's certain things I can't stand to remember, and the last thing I want to do is share them with some old gummy. You're zoomed, I tell him, crazy as a cockroach, and I'm out of here. Before I go, he makes me take his stuff. The mini stove, the alarm clock vid screen, all his junk. You'll need this, he says. I know how it works with the gangs. So I take his crummy stuff. I rip the old geese off. I feel weird and sort of sick about it, but it doesn't matter because I'll never see him again, and if you can't see something, it doesn't really exist, right? Right? Well, I'll save our place so we can pick up where we left off tomorrow. Before we say our goodbyes, I do feel compelled to ask, what impact, if any, have books had on your life personally? Do you believe we'll ever reach a point in society when electronics replace books entirely? After all, nowadays, more people seem to praise AI, insisting it was created to help us reach new technological opportunities. Really, when all is said and done, no one knows what tomorrow will bring. Who knows what the future holds, but ask yourself, will humanity be improved when we outsource our creativity to machines? Often I hear, it's not that deep, but regardless, I'd love to hear your thoughts, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. I hope to see you again tomorrow. Until then, have a wonderful day or night. Thank you for dropping by. Now, goodbye.